يعطيكم العافية وشرفونا في باها القصيم.
Baja Qassim, round 2 of the Saudi Toyota Championship rallies. The Qassim region is known for producing some of the finest dates in the world and captivates visitors with its cultural heritage, historical landmarks and beautiful natural landscapes. It's one of the 13 Saudi provinces right in the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, the heart of the kingdom, and for the next few days, the heart of the rally raid world. Buradaya is the capital and largest city, and it's from here that Qassim Baja 2025 departs. We start with a very short prologue, followed by a 274-kilometre special in 2 parts, before stage 2 on Saturday, which is a repeat of the second half of Friday's route. Last year's champion on the bikes, Mohamed Al-Balushi, returns to defend his title, the only one of 2024's top 6. He's joined by an international cast, including Philippe Horleman, Jason Josselin and Alex McInnes.
It's my first time in Qassim, so I don't really know what to expect. I think it'll be like all Saudi Bajas. It'll be fast, it will be technical, and it should be a good race. The goal is to win in Qassim. Try and be a little bit smart, but try and win also.
As for the local returning hero, he knows exactly what it takes to reach that top step on the podium.
Al-Qassim is really one of my favorite stages here. I am quite prepared. I think the key is to start with a good rhythm.
But with the desert sands waiting to welcome all our competitors before any of them can get out there, every vehicle checked and verified, what in motorsport we call scrutineering. As well as 14 bikes, there are 5 quads competing, including last year's winner, Abdulaziz Al-Shaiba. And so to the cars, where we'll see Ultimates, Challengers and SSVs, but there's no doubt who the top attraction is here.
Sure, I am happy to back in my country now from long time, and we coming with win, inshallah.
But Yazid is by no means the only local racing royalty in Al Qassim this week. He may be the king, but step forward the queen, Overdrive Racing's Dalila Akil.
Qassim is a great place to drive. It's a privilege, and we're happy to be here.
The forecast is for sun, heat and great racing over the next 3 days. Salah Al Saif is one of 7 challengers, 5 of whom fly the flag of Dark Horse Racing. I'm very glad that the level of competition is getting higher. That's really pushing us to improve so we can be better prepared for the international events to come. Abdullah Al Haidan won the SSVs 12 months ago, and he'll be hoping to come out on top in a 6-car field, which includes Hamza Bakashab. So with both Saudi stars and international entrants ready for the off, the waiting is finally over. It's prologue time. Baja Qassim, let's go!
Baja Qassim, yalla!
وفقد المملكة أكثر من سنة وهو أيضا يدافع عن لقبه هذا العام بعد الإنجاز الكبير الذي حققه.
Day 1 in the bikes, and the 4-kilometre prologue presented little challenge, taking just a few minutes and with no significant time gaps by the ASS finish line. The times for this mini sprint will be added to the competitors' times for stage 1 tomorrow. That way, in the bikes at least, the prologue counts towards the final standings. On the same time, and coming through the line in third and fourth, two Lebanese riders, Ayab Al-Hakim and Rafiq Aid. Al-Hakim, who is Lebanese, has his racing license here in Saudi Arabia. So he's something of a local. 7 seconds quicker was the other Saudi, Abdul Halim Al-Mughira, with the number 5 plate. Little realistic difference in the times today, but reigning champ Mohammed Al-Balushi made a strong start to the defence of his title, finishing quickest in 2 minutes 36 seconds.
The start is amazing, really, of this rally. Now we focus on the next 2 days. We take it day by day, yes. I need to ride smart. I had so much fun.
Confirmation of the stage ranking for the prologue. And just to let you know that Haytham Al-Tuwaijiri was the fastest quad. Also on four wheels, the defending champion came out on top in the cars. Yazid Al-Raji has won here every edition since 2019 and had one objective. He and co-driver Timo Gottschalk took just 2 minutes 17 seconds to cover the course today, a straightforward opening day who will surely be tested more over the days ahead.
I hope tomorrow do it same in the stage. It's good, fast one, sure is fast, very fast. We do it well, me and Timo.
In the cars, today's times count only to determine the starting order for tomorrow. They won't be added to the overall. But there was a 10-second gap back to the prologue runners-up, Miroslav Zapletal from Czechia and Slovak navigator Marek Sikora. Zapletal and Sikora were just ahead of Dania Akil and Delaunay Sebastian. Mohammed Al-Tuwaijiri was fourth, a very good opening run for the locals. Al-Tuwaijiri finished on the same time as the leading SSV, Hamza Bakashab and Marcin Pasek from Poland. And the challengers saw the biggest gap between the top two in any category. Walid Al-Dakil was a full half minute ahead of his nearest rival on the day, compatriot Hamad Al-Harbi. So we've greedily consumed Thursday's amuse-bouche, and now we'll be served the real meal to see who's the real deal here on Sand and Steel. Day 2 of Baja Qassim 2025. With the prologue done, now the real race has begun. That little 4K warm-up was the precursor to this, a 274km special with long liaisons before and after, and another smack bang in the middle of a two-part stage. And it was certainly not plain sailing for anyone today. In fact, the first problems came for the first rider, the number 1, reigning champion Mohammed Al-Balushi, who rode much of the course with his friend, the number 5, Abdul Halim Al-Mughira. Why, you ask? Well, because of this.
No roadbook. Now I just stay with Halim. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not working, I'm just supervising.
The Emirati had roadbook issues on the first circuit, which continued all the way until the end of the transfer between the two loops. Now that roadbooks are all electronic and no longer on paper rolls, tech issues can have a huge impact, as we saw already at the Dakar at the start of the year. Eventually, though, the technical team arrived to change his tablet and Al-Balushi carried on. He didn't just carry on, he powered on. Eventually, coming back to be fastest once the lost time had been credited back to him by the commissaires. It's a great thing about our sport. These issues were not his fault, and it's it's only fair he got the time back.
Thank you, bro. They changed it. They changed the whole thing, and now it's working. It was quite fast from the neutralization to here. It was really fast. But we are here. Tomorrow, new day.
Belushi completed the course in just under 3 hours, with his Good Samaritan helper Al Mughira second, 3 minutes and 53 seconds behind. First and second for the two guys who helped each other. How poetic. I navigated well, had no penalties. We got to all the waypoints and thank God we're back safe. Behind those two, another Emirati, Abdullah Al-Kawi, to make it 2 out of 3 for the UAE. Lanjawi finished on the podium at the opening round of this Saudi Toyota Championship rallies in Khail in February. And he was ahead today of Rafiq Aid from Lebanon. The top quad out there on stage 1, Saudi Haytham Al-Tuwajiri, ahead of last year's winner Abdulaziz Al-Shaiban. Honestly, it was an amazing stage, beautiful. The first part was made for quads, the second half flatter, maybe better for the bikes. One man who did not have a good day was the high-yield champion Alex McInnes, nicknamed Mickey Mouse by some of the other riders. Nothing funny about this though today. The Scot broke down and had issues getting his motor going again, a sad end to his hopes of doubling up in the championship. McInnes is having a tough few months. After dominating the FIM Bacchus World Cup, the Husqvarna rider had problems at Abu Dhabi, and now this.
The gearbox went on the bike. At first it was just the starter clutch, so I was able to bump start the bike again and continue a little bit further. But maybe 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers later, the gearbox is finished.
Confirmation of how things look after stage 1 with yesterday's prologue times added. Rally Raid is truly an assault on all the senses. The smell of the rubber, the sound of the engines, the feeling of sand blowing against your face, the sight of these machines preparing for battle in the dunes, and the taste, either of victory or defeat. But this morning, Yazid Al-Raji was tasting neither victory nor defeat, but coffee instead.
The best way with Arabic coffee, you focus a lot. 1 second per care.
The reigning Qassim and Dakar champion started at 9:42 a.m, having chosen to start 10th, the 5th of the Ultimates. But we'll start with the SSVs today. And we're going to go on board with Mashael Al-Hawaish and Tay Perry. This is how it really feels to ride sand in a buggy. Unfortunately, the Saudi-German partnership ran into all kinds of issues, picking up penalties. They trailed home the Stage 1 winner for the class. That car, driven by Abdullah Al-Shagawi and his co-driver, Raid Al-Asaf. Mona Kurdi was second, and Maha Hamali third. We managed to finish without any problems, except a small one that cost us time. Unfortunately, we were fighting for the overall standings. In the Challengers, it was an all-Saudi affair, as Walid Al-Dakil made the finish third quickest. He and Igor Alexandrovich were 4 minutes behind Saleh Al-Saif and Shubin Kirin. They're also in a dark horse racing Kaman. Fastest of the challengers and therefore leading overall with an advantage of just under 3 minutes, Fahad Al-Fahad and Yasir Al-Karif. Everything is in play in both the challengers and the side-by-sides, but possibly the ultimates is already wrapped up with just 113k left to race. Yazid and Timo Gottschalk are back racing in Saudi for the first time since a serious crash at Jordan Bakker, but they've taken to the sand like the true champions they are, leading almost the entire day and with a winning time of 3 hours 17 minutes and 43 seconds. Their gap could prove unsurmountable. Running them closest, Daniela Akil and Sebastian Delaunay. It hasn't been that long since Akil switched from the SSVs to the Ultimates. A good result here would be a great boost for her.
I like stages that have a lot of variety. They make you stay focused and switch on. And this car is really a pleasure to drive.
Czech driver Miroslav Zapletal is a regular entry into events here in the Kingdom, so he's very familiar with this terrain. He and Marek Sikora took third on the day. Overall, Al Raji is leading by 8 minutes, nearly 9. Daniela Akil in second and Zapletal in third. After that, drama in the dunes. The desert demands dedication and desire. Still to come, Saturday's second stage. The final day, plenty of lumps, bumps and humps ahead. On Saturday, the local fauna gathered to witness the start of Stage 2 to determine the champions of Baja Qassim 2025. So let's go ahead and see what happened. I'll provide the dromedary commentary and you can camel along. 113k plus 165 of liaison, 95% sand and soil. And the odd dune thrown in for good measure. One last chance to make a mark. One more ride to make your name. And making the most of that opportunity with third on the day, an unknown name in rally, Thomas Blackburn. There's a reason you haven't heard of him before. This is his first ever entry. The Australian has a friend who raced the Dakar in January. That inspired him to try rallying for himself, and he's here, just him and his wife. This result, a fabulous affirmation of a good decision. Good job, Tom. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the future. It's been a good few days for Abdullah El Lanjawi of the UAE too. A disappointing prologue, but that mattered little. Third on Stage 1, fourth on Stage 2, and the Emirati equalled his final position at the opening round of the Saudi Championship Rally in Hail this year. Second on the stage and cementing runners-up spot overall, Abdul Halim Abu Khira. The Saudi second on the prologue, on Stage 1, and the final special, so it stands to reason he finished second overall. A career best result for the 38-year-old who crashed out on Stage 10 of the Dakar in January with a broken shoulder. In the dunes, I couldn't go full after the crash. I was scared to fall again, but motivated by how small the gap was between me and the captain, Al Balushi. It encourages me to go for the Dakar again too. But no one could match the performances of the reigning champion. With a career that started 13 years ago, Mohammed Al Balushi won his maiden title in 2018 before a standout 2019. Another victory here leaves the 46-year-old with a difficult decision.
I love racing in Saudi Arabia. It's amazing. Like I always say, if you want to learn navigation, you should participate in Saudi Rally Championship. The game is to defend the title. But now on the end of the last round, I'm between two dilemmas because I'm leading also the Qatari Championship and I'm leading the Saudi. And they both last rounds are on the last day. So I have to pick one.
Confirmation of the final standings in the bikes. Al Balushi reigning supreme again. The quads list had 5 names on it, but Haitham Al Tuwaijiri was fastest every day, following up his win in Khail to make it a 100% record this year. 2 rallies, 2 wins. Behind him, 2 of his compatriots in the shape of Abdul Ramna Abdulatif and Meherin Albaz. Like in the motos category, in the cars, it all came down to stage 2. In the SSVs, an 18-minute gap separating first and second. In the challengers, though, much closer. In the ultimates, once again, it's all been about one pair, the stellar partnership of Timo Gottschalk and Yazid Al-Raji. Victory on the day, though, did not go to Yazid, but it did stay with a Saudi driver. Dania Akil won by 1:54, and in doing so celebrated a first victory in the ultimate class, having switched from her T3 Taurus to an overdrive racing Toyota Hilux. Sebastian Delaunay navigated almost perfectly for his 37-year-old pilot. Miroslav Zaplital and Marek Sikora have been the model of consistency in Qassim. Second quickest brings them to the 3rd step of the final podium for off-road sport. The Czech is 60 years old next year and podiumed in 6 of his first 8 rallies, continuing to do so repeatedly through a nearly 20-year racing career. But there's no one in the rally raid world who can compete with Yazid right now. Baha Qassim 25 is no exception. He drives smart, he drives fast, he drives exactly as he's required to take another title. The Dakar, Khail, and now here. It's not been an easy season for Al-Raji. A serious crash in Jordan kept him out from April through September. But guess who's back now and roaring to yet more success?
Yeah, it's good feeling for us to come after a long time. First win after the accident, that means the driver is back.
The closest class coming to the final day was the Challengers, and a successive win for Fahad Al-Fahad with co-driver Yasser Al-Karif. The pair clawed back time lost on a disappointing prologue performance to take the overall by just under 7 minutes from his nearest challenger. Saudi Federation for Motorsport, especially in Qassim, chose these stages and the waypoints in the best possible way to provide challenges and enjoyments. Second best in the category on the day and overall, Saleh Al-Saif and Kirill Shubin, another positive result for the Saudi, who will surely now hope to compete in the final 2 rounds of the championship. And it was another great drive from Saudi Hamza Bakashab and Polish navigator Marcin Pasek. They took the special, and on the finish line, he knew he had great speed.
I said I wouldn't push today, but I lied. I was flying. Maximum push.
The overall final standings do not have those 2 at the top though. Instead, category victory for Abdullah Al-Shegawi and Alasaf Mohsen. They haven't driven an explosive race, but their steadiness over 3 days has brought them the title. And finally, in the national class, Mahed Al-Thunayan overturned an overnight deficit of 19 minutes to overtake Al-Sanad Dabshi at the top of the final standings. Dania Akil's stage win secured her 2nd spot overall ahead of Zaplatal, but trailing Yazid. The top 3 all ultimates, 4, 5 and 6 all challengers, and it's 5 in a row for the Al-Raji Express. Another day, another dollar, another year, another Baja. We return in December. And so your podiums at Baja Qassim 2025 are decided. Established names, new faces, returning champions and maiden victors. It all bodes well for a fabulous finale. Narakom fi Jadda.